Lexi was the kind of girl who turned heads and twisted hearts. Trey thought he had her locked down. Jace thought he had her all to himself. But when love turned lethal, only one thing was clear. Somebody wasn't making it out alive. The Crime Scene presents a new page of crime, a new mystery, a new shock case. Lexi looked like every dude's dream girl, lashes on point, iced-out nails, and a smile that could melt steel. She had that girl next door vibe with just enough edge to keep things spicy. Folks in her small town thought she was harmless, just another Insta-baddie working at a nail salon and living her best life. But Lexi wasn't just stacking tips, she was stacking secrets. Her boyfriend Trey was head over heels. Loyal, low-key, and always pulling up with flowers or food. He thought Lexi was his forever. What he didn't know? Lexi had another man on the side, Jace. A flashy gym bro with a temper and a wallet that never quit. Lexi played it slick, telling each guy he was her only, while juggling late-night meetups, sneaky texts, and hush-hush gifts. Jace wasn't just a side piece, he was obsessed. He'd drop cash on designer bags, pay her rent, even threaten dudes who looked at her wrong. Lexi loved the drama. She fed off it. But the game started slipping when Jace got clingy and Trey started asking questions. Lexi was running out of room to lie. She kept the two worlds separate. Trey got the soft version, the cuddles and cute dates. Jace got the wild side, the risky texts and late-night calls. But Lexi was sloppy. She left clues. A hoodie in her car that wasn't Trey's. A receipt for a dinner she never mentioned. And one night, Trey saw a message pop up on her phone that didn't sit right. Lexi brushed it off, said it was her cousin. But Trey wasn't buying it. He started watching her closer, checking her socials, asking around. Lexi felt the walls closing in. Lexi wasn't just playing games, she was plotting. With both Trey and Jace circling her like sharks, she figured one had to go. And since Trey was the sweet one, the loyal one, the one who'd never see it coming, he became the target. Lexi told Jace she was tired of hiding, tired of sneaking around. She said Trey was holding her back, and if he disappeared, they could finally be together. Jace, already whipped and wild, didn't hesitate. He offered to handle it. Lexi didn't flinch. She laid out the plan like it was a weekend errand. She'd leave Trey's apartment door unlocked. Jace would roll in wearing gloves and a ski mask, rough him up just enough to scare him off for good. No blood, no mess, just a clean exit. Lexi even gave Jace the layout of the place, told him where Trey kept his keys, his wallet, his meds. It was supposed to look like a robbery gone wrong. But Trey had a trick up his sleeve. A hidden security cam tucked inside a Bluetooth speaker. It didn't catch faces, but it caught movement. Lexi leaving the door wide open. A shadow slipping in minutes later. Then silence. Then chaos. The next morning, Trey was found half-conscious in his bathtub, bruised and bleeding. His neighbor heard water running all night and called it in. EMTs said he was lucky. One more hour and he'd be gone. Lexi played dumb. She cried, said she was at home watching Netflix. But her phone pinged near Trey's place that night. And Jace, he vanished, deleted his socials, ditched his car, and dipped out of town. The cops started connecting dots. Lexi thought she was slick. After Trey got jumped, she showed up at the hospital with fake tears and a Starbucks cup, acting like she'd just heard the news. Told the cops she was home all night, binge-watching crime shows and eating ice cream. But her story had holes, and the detectives were already poking through them. First red flag? Her phone pinged near Trey's apartment around midnight. She said she was just passing by, but the timestamp didn't match her alibi. Second red flag? She deleted a bunch of texts right after the attack. The tech team recovered them, and what they found was wild. Turns out Lexi had a burner phone. Cheap, prepaid, and hidden in her makeup drawer. On it were messages to Jace, laying out the whole plan. She sent him Trey's schedule, a sketch of the apartment, and even told him where to find the spare key. One text literally said, "Make it look messy, but not fatal." That line alone had the DA foaming at the mouth. Lexi tried to play dumb, said the phone wasn't hers, but she'd used her fingerprint to unlock it. Game over. Then came the twist. Jace had dipped out of town, but he wasn't off the grid. Cops traced his last known location to a pawn shop where he sold a gold chain. The shop had security footage. Jace was on camera, wearing the same hoodie Lexi had posted on her story 2 days earlier. They were still in contact. Detectives started connecting dots. Lexi wasn't just involved, she was the puppet master. The sweet girl next door image? Cracked. The I didn't know anything act? Shattered. And just when Lexi thought she could cry her way out of it, the cops dropped the bomb. They had a warrant. Her apartment was next. And what they found there would flip the whole case upside down. Lexi walked into court like she was hitting a red carpet. Designer heels, fresh lashes, and a smug little smirk that had the whole room buzzing. She wasn't acting like someone facing serious charges. She was acting like the main character. But the courtroom wasn't buying the act. Her defense team tried spinning the story. Said Lexi was manipulated by Jace, that she was scared, confused, and just caught in the middle. But the prosecution came in swinging. They had receipts, literally. Texts, maps, timestamps, burner phone data, and even a sketch Lexi drew of Trey's apartment. It was a digital trail of destruction. The jury saw it all. The messages where Lexi told Jace to make it messy. The footage of her leaving the door unlocked. The pawnshop video of Jace rocking Lexi's hoodie. It wasn't just shady, it was straight up criminal. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. Jace got picked up in Arizona, living under a fake name and working at a gas station. When the cops cornered him, he folded fast. Told them Lexi planned everything. Said he was just the muscle, doing what she asked because he thought they were in love. The prosecution played the recording of Jace's confession in court. Lexi's face went pale. Her whole, "I'm innocent" vibe crumbled in seconds. The jury didn't blink. They saw through the glam, the fake tears, the crocodile sobs. Lexi tried flipping the script, saying Jace was lying to save himself. But the evidence was too tight. Her fingerprints were on the burner. Her voice was on a voicemail to Jace. Her lies were stacked like dominoes, and they all came crashing down. The courtroom wasn't just watching a trial. They were watching a performance unravel. And Lexi? She was losing the spotlight fast. Lexi thought she'd walk away with a slap on the wrist. Instead, she got 25 years locked up with no chance of parole. Jace, after flipping on her, got 12 and went straight into protective custody. Trey? He packed up, changed his name, and dipped out of state. No interviews, no closure, just silence. But the story didn't end there. 6 months into her sentence, Lexi was already stirring drama behind bars. She linked up with another inmate named Marla. Older, tougher, and known for stabbing her ex during a fight over a phone charger. Lexi and Marla became tight fast. Matching tattoos, shared commissary, even whispered plans for when they got out. It was like Lexi couldn't survive without chaos. Then came the twist. Marla had a girlfriend on the outside. When she found out about Lexi, she started sending threats through letters and phone calls. Lexi, being Lexi, didn't back down. She started writing her own letters, bragging about how she stole Marla's heart. The prison staff caught wind and separated them, but the damage was done. Weeks later, Lexi got jumped in the yard. No cameras caught it, but word spread fast. She ended up in the infirmary with a busted lip and a broken wrist. Rumor was, Marla's ex had friends inside, and Lexi had made the wrong kind of enemies. The girl who once played two men like puppets was now stuck in a cell, tangled in another triangle. Only this time, there were no gifts, no glam, no escape. Just steel bars and bad blood. Lexi's story became a cautionary tale. Not just about betrayal, but about addiction to attention, to control, to being the center of the storm. She didn't just fall from grace. She crashed, burned, and kept reaching for the flames.